A clear-eyed review of That Little Voice in Your Head by Mo Gawdat. That Little Voice in Your Head. Adjust the Code That Runs Your Brain is one of those books that sits in the self-help section but doesn't behave like typical self-help. It doesn't rely on hype, empty motivation, or vague encouragement. Instead, Gawdat approaches the mind like an engineer. His core premise is simple but powerful. The voice in your head is not you. It's a mental program running in the background. And like any program, it can contain bugs. What the book is really about. Gawdat uses a software metaphor throughout the book. The brain, in his view, runs on code shaped by past experiences, beliefs, fears, and habits. When that code is flawed, it produces anxiety, overthinking, and unnecessary suffering. Rather than telling readers to suppress their thoughts or replace them with forced positivity, he invites them to examine their mental code. The goal isn't to silence the inner voice. It's to understand it, question it, and, when necessary, rewrite it. What sets the book apart is the blend of practical exercises, psychological insight, and personal reflection. Gawdat doesn't speak like a distant expert. He writes like someone who has wrestled with his own mind and come back with tools that actually work. The core ideas that matter. 1. Your inner voice is not your identity. One of the book's strongest contributions is the separation between thoughts and self. Most people assume their thoughts are facts. Gawdat challenges that assumption. By learning to observe thoughts instead of automatically believing them, readers gain distance. That distance creates choice. And choice is where emotional freedom begins. This shift alone can reduce rumination and self-judgment in a meaningful way. 2. Rewiring is about accuracy, not positivity. Gawdat avoids the trap of blind optimism. He doesn't tell readers to just think positive. Instead, he encourages them to test their thoughts for accuracy. Is this belief true? Is it helpful? Can I change the situation? This approach resembles cognitive restructuring techniques used in psychology. It feels grounded and practical rather than inspirational for its own sake. 3. Practical tools you can actually use. The book doesn't stop at theory. It offers structured questioning exercises and mindfulness-style techniques designed to calm mental noise. These tools are simple enough to apply immediately. They focus on interrupting automatic thinking patterns and replacing them with more balanced interpretations. Many readers find this section the most valuable because it translates insight into action. 4. Balancing logic and heart. Another interesting theme is the balance between analytical thinking and empathy. Gawdat argues that modern life overemphasizes productivity and rationality while neglecting compassion and emotional presence. He suggests that true mental clarity requires both. Logic helps evaluate thoughts. Empathy helps soften them. It's a reminder that mental well-being isn't just about efficiency. It's about humanity. Strengths of the book. Relatable voice. Gawdat writes with warmth and humility. His personal experiences add depth and credibility to his advice. Actionable framework. There are concrete steps to follow. Readers aren't left with abstract philosophy. Blend of science and lived experience. While not academic, the book references neuroscience and psychology in accessible ways. Addresses common struggles. Overthinking, fear of failure, and harsh self-criticism are handled directly and practically. For readers who struggle with negative self-talk or anxiety loops, the book can feel genuinely transformative. Where it falls short. No book is perfect. Repetition. Some ideas are revisited multiple times. For readers who prefer tight, dense writing, parts may feel stretched. Not deeply scientific. Although it references research, it's not a rigorous academic work. Those looking for detailed data or extensive citations may find it light. Familiar territory for experienced readers. If you've read widely in mindfulness or cognitive psychology, you may recognize many of the concepts. The book is strongest when it stays practical. It's weaker when it leans too heavily on metaphor without sharpening the analysis. In simple terms, this isn't a book about pretending everything is fine. It's about noticing the unhelpful chatter your brain produces and learning not to treat it as truth. Think of it as a maintenance manual for your mind. Not a miracle cure. Not a philosophical masterpiece. Just a set of tools to help you think more clearly and suffer less unnecessarily. If you want deep neuroscience, this won't satisfy you. If you want practical clarity, It probably will. Final verdict. 8 out of 10. That little voice in your head is a thoughtful, usable guide for anyone who feels trapped in overthinking or self-criticism. Some ideas may be familiar, but Gawdat's framing makes them accessible and actionable. It's not revolutionary in theory, but in practice, it can make a real difference. Before you close this tab, pause for a second. Notice the voice in your head right now. Is it judging, doubting, planning the next thing? That voice isn't the boss. It's just a program running. And here's the real question. Are you going to let outdated code run your life? Or are you ready to rewrite it? If this review made you think differently about your own inner dialogue, then the conversation has already started. The next move is yours.